All right, so it seems we are live right now. All right, so guys, if you can see me, kindly indicate in the comment section down below. If you can see and you can hear me, I want you to simply indicate in the comment section down below. All right, awesome. That's good. All right, so in the next 1 to 2 minutes, what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be waiting for more people to actually join this class, for those of you that signed up, right? Now, within this time frame, what you want to do is quite simple, right? You want to make sure that if you want to invite anyone, then you should share the link with the person right now so that they will join. All right. Now let's hit the gears running. So the first thing, there's some things I want us to go through before we officially start the class. First of all, I can see some comments here confirming that you can see and hear me. That's awesome. Now, this class is going to be in 3 stages, guys. It's going to be in 3 major stages. The first stage is probably going to be the introduction stage, which you get to know me, know my background, and know why exactly I am qualified to actually be passing on this information to you, right? The second stage is going to be more of the practical and the learning aspects of the class, right? Which is basically going to take you through remote working and everything about remote working, how you can get started, the requirements, so you know if it actually fits your type of person and your style of being, right? And third one is going to be where I present the opportunity for me and you to actually work together hand in hand to get this done and set up for you. All right. So this is 3 stages the class is going to be. Now, with that being said, I think we've already spent about a minute. So those who are not here right now, they should have at least already joined. So let's get started. So I'm going to share my screen, right? So if you can see my screen, kindly let me know. Right? So if you can see my screen, here's what I want you to do for me. Simply type audio and video down in the comment section. All right? If you can see my screen, simply type audio and video down in the comment section. I'm monitoring from my tablet down here. All right, I can see Sarah. All right, I've seen enough people. Let's get this ball rolling because time is of the essence on this class. All right. So once again, you are welcome to today's class. Right now, get ready. I've told you all the stages that this class is going to be. And one thing I can guarantee you is that today's class is going to change your mindset, because the major reason why some people are not where they want to be is because they lack the proper information and to actually get to where they want to be. Now, that information, I'm going to be giving it to you guys today. All right? And I'll be honest with you, not everyone who is in attendance of this class will be able to do what I'm about to share with you, which is fine. But one thing I can guarantee you is that you actually learn something new and something beautiful that will take you and your finances to the next level. All right, so with that being said, let's continue. Now, so once again, you're welcome. Today, we're going to be going through how you can land your first job, your first abroad job, this second half of 2024, without you leaving your bedroom, without you having a degree or connections, without you having previous experience, and you can still get paid doing this, even if you're not the one that do the work yourself. All right? There's a catch to it. So you still get paid, even if you're not the one that actually does the work yourself. Let's continue. Now, let me answer the question that might be on your mind, especially for those who are meeting me for the first time. Is like, Walter, why are you sharing this with us? If this information is so valuable, why are you sharing it with us? And I'll tell you, right? Recently, I partnered with some people and we've set up a really good unique program. Now, the way this program works is that for every time that either one of you that goes forward to this class gets a job, we also get paid. So it's of benefit to I and my team, and it's of benefit to you. So this is a perfectly balanced win-to-win situation. So that's why I'm sharing this with you. All right? That's one of the major reasons I'm sharing this with you, actually. Right? It's not the only reason. But let's continue, right? Now, for those of you who are new, you might be asking, who am I? And why on earth should you listen to one random man with a bald head of this topic? That's not a problem. So let's just quickly run through the introduction so we can get into the main cocoa of the class. Now, my name is Walter Naya. I'm a top-rated freelance copywriter, right? I work remotely, right? I am an 8-figure earner. I've earned over 8 figures working remotely throughout the span of my career, right? I've earned decent money, right? I'm top 3% of talent on Upwork, right? Among hundreds of people, hundreds of thousands of people, I am top 3%. That probably says, okay, maybe this person is slightly good at what he does, right? And I'm a client acquisition expert. Now, this is very important to today's class because what this means is I'm very good at getting people and clients to work with me, companies and the rest of that. And that experience and knowledge is going to be transferred on to you guys today, or you to be able to get your first abroad job and the rest of that. All right, so that's it. Now, before I became any of these things, before I became someone who knew about working remotely, who got hot selling skills like copywriting and the rest of that, I was none of that, right? Here's exactly how it all began. So this was me back in my models back in 2018, right? The reason I got into these models was because things went bad, right? For both my parents and everyone. So I could not afford my school fees and I could not afford to continue school, right? So I had to drop out and I had to cut costs and I had to live in a mud house. Now, during this time, this was probably the lowest point in my life. I realized that I could work remotely for foreign companies, right? But what mistake I made, and that mistake I'm not going to be making it because that mistake cost me a lot of years. I'll be far ahead of where I am right now if I did not make that mistake for about almost a year. I started working with Nigerian clients with these my special skills, right? Which is copywriting. Let's use that for example. Now, what this did was that Nigerians were paying me about 10K per person, right? So I was working with 3 clients there. I was making basically 30,000 naira each month. That was not enough money back in 2018, I promise you, right? I was basically making 30,000 naira each month, in fact, doing more work than people who were working for my abroad equivalent, right? People who were working for foreign companies, they were doing less work than me and making 10 times more than me. But me, I was doing more work and basically making 30. So it was so hectic, right? During this time, I was working with low-paying Nigerian clients. I was being underpaid and I was struggling right there, copywriter. Right? And you can see how lean I am in this picture. My bones have started showing and the rest of that compared to how I look to you right now. Okay. And this is the picture of the mud house. I took this picture the day I was moving out of the mud house. I never really realized I actually have good use for this. Okay. Let's continue. Now, I struggled on that part until I came across or I started realizing that when I actually got into working remotely, I was told that I could work with foreign companies, not with Nigerian companies. So why was I wasting my time spending my skills working with Nigerians when I could be spending that skill working for foreigners, right? So until I made that switch, got courses and the rest of the knowledge that I was able to invest in and made that switch, that's when my life turned around and I started getting paid in dollars. I remember vividly my first pay in dollars. It was $100. Back then, that money came in at 36,500 naira through work remits, right? I don't think they even exist anymore, basically. But that job took me 5 days to complete. 5 days to complete, and it paid me my entire month salary plus an extra 6,500, while it stressed me way less. From that first pay, I knew that my life was never going to remain the same because I cannot keep suffering in this Nigeria and the rest of that. All right, so the rest is history, right? And now I'm able to afford the lifestyle I want, work my own hours, meet people of high importance, and the rest of that, right? I've made over $150,000 within the past 5 years of my career, right? Here's a picture of me. This is even like 2 years ago, with Honorable Akia. He's the founder of NairaBet and the rest of that. All right, and this is me in Dubai. This is me just enjoying my apartments outside the country and the rest of that, right? Now, here's the best part about what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. This transformation has not just happened for me, but it has also happened for my students also. All right? So here's one, like, hi, Walter, I hit $5,000. So I was like, let's go, super proud. And you can see that he not carry on to go and get this money to make this $5,000. He has done over 17 jobs within 275 hours, and he has gotten paid $5,000. Now, if we're calculating at the current exchange rates, right? Or let's even give space. So let's say 5,000 times current exchange rates, right? Times, let's just even give space for the exchange rate. Let's just use like 1.6. That's basically 8 million naira. 8 million naira within the space of about 2 months or worth of work. It's really exciting. All right, cool. Well, take Timileyin, for example, right? He went from a complete newbie, somebody like you basically, who just joined a random class I held back then in 2021. Like, hi Walter, please send me the free webinar that teaches how to land high-paying foreign clients and gigs, right? As a remote worker in Nigeria. And he went from that person to this person, Timileyin Olanibi, same person, right? And he's like, hey Walter, hit the $20,000 milestone today. Always appreciate you. And you can see exactly how this guy used the exact same skills I'm going to be sharing and relating with you guys to actually make $20,000 within the space of 9 months. Before the end of that year, Timileyin hit $30,000, right? Now, I'm not saying you're going to make $30,000 within the next 1 year, but I'm showing you what's possible. And I'm showing you that at least even if you're not hitting that amount, you can be making $500 to $1,000 every single month from now to the year ends and the rest of that. Okay, let's continue. And he did all of this working remotely from home, right? And there are some more testimonials. One from Israel Abasa is like, with the tips he gave recently, I was finally able to achieve this today, right? And you can see right here, he made over $800 on one single gig. So imagine if you make $800 in one single gig. Let's do the maths, right? So that's 1.2 million naira. 800 times 160 is basically 1,280,000 naira. That's a decent amount of money, right? Here's one from Alex Effion, guys. Like, I decided to take the course and blah, blah, blah. Let's just skip on to that. Let's move into the main class, right? And here's one of my favorite testimonials before we move forward. It's from Samuel Kakuma. It's like, good evening, Boss Walter. This is just a random appreciation message. You could have kept your knowledge to yourself and decided not to share it with us. But your selflessness is changing my life. I owe you on that testimonial video coming this month is the least I can do. Super awesome. I love this because that's one of the reasons why I actually hold classes like this once in a while. So you want to make sure you pay attention to everything I'm going to be sharing with you guys here today. Okay, let's continue. Now, to make this even better, this is not a one-off type of thing. All right. So just because you get paid your first $500 working for foreign companies doesn't mean you're not going to get paid more and make above that. All right. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that this works, right? It has worked for me. It has worked for my students and people who have followed this system, and it will work for you too, as long as you can speak, write, and understand good English. Very important. If you cannot do that, it's not going to be for you. All right? So I've already told you why I'm sharing this with you, because I'm showing this to you to prove that no matter what you think you are going through right now or where you are right now, I don't want you to have any single atom of doubt that you can actually make it. That this can be your story too. All right? Let's continue. And now, just so that I'm clear, the strategies I'm going to be sharing with you today works for people who work a 9-to-5 job. It works for you if you're a stay-at-home mom. It works for you if you're a recent graduate. It works for you if you're a university student. It works for you if you're a university dropout like me. It works even if you don't have a laptop and you really have a phone to start, right? It works even if you're a newbie in the online space. And it works even if you're a man, woman, transgender, and the rest of that. It works. Whatever your gender is, it works. I promise you, right? But the caveat is that as long as you can speak, write, and understand good English. Now, when I say this, as long as you can speak, write, and understand good English, I don't mean that you need to be extremely fluent in English. No, you just need to be able to speak, write, and understand good English. Even if you have an accent, even if you have an Igbo accent, even if you have a Yoruba accent, or any of these things, it does not matter. As long as you can speak, write, and understand good English, this is actually going to set you ahead of others. All right, let's continue. And the reason I know this is because I have used the exact strategies I'm going to be sharing with you guys today to make over $16,567 within the space of just 5 months. And you can see it right here, right? Over $16,000 and with 12 jobs, 694 hours worked, right? So I know that I know everything I'm telling you from experience, not from theory. So it's not, oh, I have seen somebody do this. No, I have done this. I have coached people to do this. And I believe this would work for you if you fit into the criteria. All right? So with that being said, let's begin. Let's get started. How to land your first job, your first abroad job in 2024 without you leaving your bedroom, without you having a degree or connection, without you having previous experience, and you will still get paid even if you don't do the work yourself. There's a caveat to that, and that's what we want to actually focus on this class. All right? So even if you don't do the work yourself, you are still going to get paid. All right? So let's get started. Now, who here wants to hear some lessons that can shortcut their path to financial success so that they can get to enjoy the beautiful things of life longer with their family and their loved ones? What I simply want you to do for me is to type me in the comment section. Right? Simply type me in the comment section. So who here wants to hear some lessons, right? So that you can shortcut. If you take you the next 10 years to get rich, you cut it down to like 5 years or 3 years, right? And what that does for you is that you can start enjoying your money sooner. You can actually start helping your loved ones and helping yourself and the rest of that a lot earlier than it would normally take you. If that's what you want in life, simply type me in the comment section down below. All right? Cool. Also, let's continue, guys. Now, in order for us to do this, we're going to be going through 3 major things in today's class, right? The first one is you need to understand how money really works. A lot of people don't understand how money works, and that's why they're actually still struggling today. The second one, you need to understand how remote jobs work and how you can work remotely, and how it can help you make at least $1,000 within the next 90 days, right? And 3, you need to learn how to combine both knowledge and the knowledge of how money really works and the knowledge of working remotely. You combine both of them to create a leverage to help you live a life of financial freedom. All right? Cool. Now, if you stay until the end of this, you will learn how my team can actually help you set up your job profile and attract international jobs. I and my team will help you do that, right? Cool. We will write and package your CV for you. All right? Cool. We will help you land your first international job. We'll give you tips and all the support you need to actually land your first international job, right? And now, even if you don't have the skill sets, you complete new and the rest of that, We will help you do the job through the back door, right? So you don't need to do it yourself. And that's exactly how you can get paid even if you don't do the work yourself, right? Because you can just outsource it to our team and we'll get it done for you, okay? And the only people who will be getting access to it right now are those of you who are live right now in this class. And the reason I made it so is that when next time I say attend the class live, or if you attend anybody, then they should attend live, it will be worth it. Then those of them who are not here right now will actually listen. All right? Now you might be wondering, why am I sharing this with you? I already told you, it's only for a selfish reason. And it's because the more jobs that you land using everything we're going to be teaching you, all the resources we're going to be giving you, how we're going to set up your profile and the rest of that, is basically the more money I and my team makes. Because you make money, my team makes money, everybody goes home happy, right? So basically, the more you grow, the more we will grow also. So your success is crucial to us, and our success is crucial to you. It's a 50-50 partnership between us and you. All right, now moving forward, let's get into it. Lesson 1, how money really works. All right, let's go. Who here believes that you have to work hard to make money? Let me know in the comment section down below. You believe you have to work really hard to make money? Let me know. All right, cool. Now, who here believes that they're a hard worker? Who believes that they work hard? Can you let me know in the comment section down below? All right. All right, now you will see why I'm actually asking you all these questions. All right, the reason I'm asking you this and why this is so important in going through today's class is because 97% of people claim that they work hard, but yet they are not rich, they cannot solve their bills, they cannot solve their problems, and the rest of that, right? So the reason why this is important is that 97% of people claim to work hard, but yet they aren't rich, right? A lot of people, right? So what exactly are the remaining 3% of people who are making serious money and who are wealthy, basically, comfortable, doing differently from the rest of the 97%? That's the question you should ask yourself, right? And here's the answer. It all starts with how we define work and the vehicle of success. So basically, how you define the work you're doing versus the vehicle of success. Now, what do I mean by vehicle of success? It means that business model that puts money into your pocket, right? The one that gets you from point A, where you are completely broke, to point B, where you actually have money to solve your problems and live life, right? Now, understanding this, right? Understanding how you define work and your vehicle of success and the type of business you do, understanding this will help you see why it's possible for a bricklayer, right, to work extremely hard for 8 hours every day. And they will make a maximum of, let's say, 150K a month or 200K a month. And let's be honest, we both know I'm actually stretching this, right? It might not even get up to that amount, right? And they're doing this with headaches, body pains, and stress. They're working under sun, they're working under rain, and they're molding blocks and the rest of that, right? It's a decent job, right? They're earning a living. But you want to understand that life is not fair, right? And the business model you're using, it depends on depending on what you're using, it's going to give you advantage over other people, right? So when you understand that vehicle of success, you understand that this is the reason why a bricklayer can work extremely hard, at least 8 hours every single day. Sometimes they don't even miss Sundays. They work on Sundays and the rest of that. And yeah, they're not making up to 300K a month. They're making a maximum of 150K a month and the rest of that. While my student, who is a remote worker and works even less hours, way less hours than these bricklayers, makes over $1,350 per month, which at current exchange rate is over 2 million naira plus per month. And he's doing this working a maximum of 4 hours on weekdays. You don't need to even work weekends. So Monday to like Thursday or Monday to like Friday, you just work like 3-4 hours. And he basically make over $1,350, which is over 2 million. And somebody who is a bricklayer working in Nigeria is struggling to make decent amounts of money because of their income vehicle. Okay, so let's continue. Now, what this alone proves is that working hard does not make up at least 90% of that equation. This does not mean that you will not work hard, but working hard alone is not what's going to get you to where you actually want to be in life. So get that into your head, very important, so that you will not struggle with any business that are going on after this class, right? So working hard alone does not even make up 90% of the equation when it comes to making money. Now, what makes up that 90% of the equation is your vehicle and access to premium information, right? Now, that premium information, you are getting access to it today, right? And as for that vehicle of success, that business model that is going to take you to the next level, you are also getting access to it today. But you're going to decide after today's presentation if you want to hop in or not. It's entirely up to you, okay? Let's continue. You decide if you want to keep doing what you've been doing that doesn't work so well, that makes you stuck where you are right now, right? Or if you want to work on the right things. Now, because if you're working on the right things, then you don't need to do so much in order for you to actually start making reasonable amounts of money, right? If you're doing the right things the right way, you don't need to do so much in order for you to start making so much money. All right. And that, my friend, is what separates top 3% people who are making money from the bottom 97%. Because if you think about it, if you're not making a decent amount of money right now, it's because you're doing something that, number one, is not getting you paid in dollars and is not so relevant to a lot of people that you can actually scale it, right? Because it's not like the bricklayer is not working hard. I don't think people work harder than some of those people. They're carrying cement bags, they're mixing the concrete mixture, they're doing all of these things, right? But you can just stay on your phone, right? You can stay on your phone or on your laptop, whichever one you're using. And when you're communicating with companies that are outside the country through the internet, and you're getting jobs done for them, and then they're paying you in dollars, they're paying you $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. That is leverage that a lot of people don't have access to. And the reason that a lot of people cannot do it is because they don't go to school, number one. They cannot speak well and understand good English, right? So, but by the way, if you don't have access to secondary school education, this is not for you, all right? So they don't even have a secondary school education, and they cannot speak well and understand good English. And most importantly, they don't have access to that premium information that I'm already sharing with you right now on today's class. That is the only reason, right? So consider yourself lucky, right? Now, when I discovered this, I went from being someone who was just doomed to poverty for life and living in a mud house to making over 150,000 US dollars in the past 5 years, right? And basically traveling the world. I went from this person who is slim right here to this person who was able to meet people of high importance and travel different countries in the world, right? And for me, it took me over 2 years to understand how money works and remote working before I even started making some serious amounts of money, right? But for you right now, it's not going to take you more than 40 minutes, okay? Why? Because when you know what you are doing, you don't need a lot of time. You just need to do things the right way. You just need to do the right things the right way, right? But now, knowing exactly what to do is the hardest part, right? Knowing exactly the right things to do the right way, some of the hardest parts when it comes to this, right? Which is why we're going into lesson 2, right? And in lesson 2, we're going to be tackling remote working. Lesson 2, remote working. Let's get into it. What is remote working? Now, if you type what is remote working on Google, it's going to bring up this basic definition for you. Remote work is the practice of employees doing their jobs from a location that is not the main office. It can be from anywhere, from their home to a co-shared working space, blah, 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 blah. That actually is the definition of remote working, right? Because you're basically staying from wherever you are in the world and working with companies wherever they are in the world. You don't need to be there physically. And that's one of the greatest advantages that the internet has given to us, right? Because before, in the olden days, you have to travel and relocate abroad for you to actually start making serious amounts of moolah, right? But you don't have that, or you don't need that right now. Okay, so let's continue. So the way I and my students define remote working is entirely different, right? So we define remote working not the way Google defines, which is remote working simply working for foreign companies from anywhere in the world, right? And it does not require you to go to the office, or it does not require you to have a degree. So here's how I and my students define it. And the way you define it is the key to success. Remote working is simply you working for foreign companies from wherever you are in the world, right? Same thing as Google. But now it requires you to have a hot selling skill and basically offering services that can get you paid thousands of dollars and has high demand. These two things is very crucial when it comes to defining remote working for yourself. And I'll tell you why. So let's say you get into remote working, you get the skill, you're selling and the rest of that, and you need skills, right? Because again, you're not robbing people, you're not defrauding people, you're not doing any of those illegal things. So you simply get work and get paid, right? So even if we're going to be doing the work for you, you still need a skill to present for yourself, right? Even if my team is going to be doing the work for you, you still need to learn a skill to present yourself. You not need to learn the skill, but you need to actually have a skill that you're offering to this client. So they'll say, okay, I want to work with you, take $500, stuff like that, right? Cool. Now, when you get those skills, you want to make sure you have the relevant skills. Why do you want the relevant skills? I'll tell you. Let's say, for example, you are doing, what do we call it? Let's say you have a skill that can get you paid thousands of dollars, but doesn't have a lot of demand in the market. What you're going to notice is that it's going to take you a whole lot longer time for you to actually get remote jobs that will pay you well. And if peradventure anything actually happens to those remote jobs, and you are not, and let's say the company fails, the company wants to stop hiring you, maybe they start taxing them, then you start working with other people in the US and the rest of that, and you lose that job, you can still get on that job, good and fine. But it's going to take you a lot longer. It's going to take you another long time again, another long time for you to actually get this. And realistically speaking, you want to make sure you can get the fastest results in the fastest and shortest time possible, right? Likewise, if you have a skill set that can get you paid, that has tons of demand but can't get you paid thousands of dollars, then that's even on that bad aspect, because you're going to find yourself doing a lot of work, being busy and the rest of that. But at the end of the month, you have not made any serious money. So you don't want to be on either side, which is why you have to filter it to make sure you can get it paid thousands of dollars and has tons of demand in the market. That's one thing that is actually going to set you up for success. All right. So let's continue. So here are the requirements for you to work remotely. Number one, you must be able to speak, write, and understand good English. Number two, you should have a smartphone or any device that connects to the internet, right? Number three, you need a hot selling service that businesses are constantly hiring for, right? Now, what are examples of these hot selling skills that businesses are hiring for? Foreign businesses, though, right? Number one is website design, there's marketing automation, there's video editing, there's copywriting, there's content creation, there's social media marketing, there's technical writing. There are so many of them, right? But you want to, like, remember what I said, you want to make sure that those skills fit the two criteria of can get you paid thousands of dollars, has a lot of demand. Very important. All right, let's continue. Now, these services that employers are willing, for these are services that employers are willing to pay you anywhere between $10 per hour to over $100 per hour, depending on your stage, right? Right? And when you convert your earnings to Naira, it amounts to millions in Naira. Very simply, to make a million Naira now, you just need to make about $600 or $650 in this thing. And when you convert it to Naira, you're already a millionaire. As simple as that right now. All right, cool. Now, back in 2018, when I just dropped out of school and moved to a mother house, I did not have any skill or service to offer. Actually, I did not even have anything to offer anybody, right? And this was one of the reasons why I struggled, despite me holding a phone in my hand when I was going through that. And you can see this picture of me. I took it one night when I was in the mother house, right? If you can see the background, you can see how nasty the place looks, right? So learning a hot selling skill gave me my first breakthrough, right? It took me from being this person right here to being this person who was able to meet people of high importance, probably more than the rest of that, right? Cool. Now, a hot selling service is so important because you cannot succeed without it, right? It took Timileyin from being a complete newbie, okay? It took Timileyin from being a complete newbie, right? Who was right here, to making over 20,000 US dollars within the space of 9 months. All right, cool. 0 to 20,000 dollars within the space of 9 months. Now, getting a hot selling skill allowed me to eat and not die when I was living in the mother house. It gave me the resources to get to where I am today, and it's going to give me the exact same resources to get to where I want to be in the far future. All right, cool. Now, what I did not know at that time, but I later discovered, was that I could earn so much more with my hot selling skill and service if I applied a little bit of tweaks. And I'm going to give you that to you guys right now, right? But I soon discovered that. Which brings me to another important factor when it comes to being a successful remote worker, right? So let's get into it. Step 2 for becoming a massively successful remote worker: positioning yourself on platforms where you can be hired by foreign companies and clients, right? Now, discovering step 2 took me forward from somebody who started life basically earning 30,000 Naira per month to making nothing less than $1,500 every single month. And if you do $1,500 as current exchange rates, that should be around 2 million Naira plus. But back then, it was not up to that amount of money. It was not even up to $1 million Naira back then. But now, at current exchange rates, it's basically over 2 million Naira plus. Okay, cool. Now, the best part about this is that the strategy is quite simple. You simply take your hot selling skill and put it in front of foreign business owners using job hiring platforms or social media platforms, right? Now, if 50 people get to see your offer to work for them at just $500 per month and only 2 responded, then you've made over $1,000. If they respond and say, okay, I want to work with you, and they hire you, then you've made over $1,000 with that. And you know the best part? You don't actually have to come and start doing this, repeating this process every time. You can simply get 1 or 2 people to be paying you, let's say $500 a month for like at least a year or 2 years, depending on the duration of you guys working together. And that's it. You don't need to come and start consistently looking for new jobs and the rest of that. Okay, let's continue. Now, there are 2 types of platforms where you can get the eyes of foreign companies to reach you. The first type is remote hiring platforms. Platforms like freelancer.com, Upwork, Fiverr, and the rest of that, right? The second type is social media platforms, which we're all familiar with: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, right? These are another place of people you can actually connect with. These foreign businesses. And these foreign businesses are talking about businesses in the United States, Australia, Canada, Singapore, New Zealand, and the US. I'm not talking about businesses in Ghana or any of our neighboring countries and the rest of that. No, you want to go to first world countries where they're actually paying in dollars so that they can. It's easy for them to just give you $1,000 per month as an employee or $2,000 per month as an employee. Quite simple. All right, let's continue. Nothing else, right? So the fact that I was able to use this to get my first $300 job, the fact that I was able to use the same strategy to get my first $2,000 job, and even get my highest ever paid job so far of over $6,000 plus, and the fact that my students, I'm able to use it to bring in results like this, over $5,000 within the space of 3 months, right? Over $800 with 1 gig, over $2,000 every single month, right? Mobam made over $1,000 on one single gig, on one single writing job. Gig also means job, by the way, right? Habib was able to make over $1,000 with just 2 jobs within the space of 1 month, right? Jennifer was able to get paid $500 for a single copywriting project, right? So the fact that I am a student able to, multiple people are able to use this same strategy I just shared with you to actually get this, is proof that this strategy works, right? It worked in 2018, it worked in 2020, it worked in 2022, it worked yesterday, it's working now as we're speaking, it's working today, and to work in the far future, okay? To work tomorrow and to work in the far future, right? And the reason this is going to bend like this is because these principles of getting these jobs remain the same, no matter the platform for outreach, right? It does not matter whether you're using Twitter, Facebook, Upwork, Fiverr.com, or any of that, right? It does not matter. The numbers in at the end of the day, right? It does not matter if you're going through emails or calls. It works. And the best part about this is that you can actually get started with it today, and you can start receiving both positive and negative responses within the next 3 to 5 days, right? But that's going to point you in the right direction, right? And that's because the principles and the templates given to you work, even if you don't have any prior experience using them. And because of these principles and templates, you can immediately start using them to actually start getting jobs. All right? You can start with just a few messages per day to foreign companies, to foreign business owners on these social media platforms or any of these job hiring platforms, right? And you can scale them as much as you want. For example, if it takes 50 messages for one person to hire you, it takes you messaging 50 people for one person to hire you, and that person pays you $500, then all you have to do is send 100 outreach messages, and you get paid $1,000. That's it. That's the math behind it, right? And the only thing that will limit your earnings is time. But I'm going to be showing you how to overcome that really, really soon, okay? Now, a lot of people like to make getting foreign jobs and clients sound extremely hard, sound complicated, sound like it's one impossible feat for you to actually achieve. But it's not, right? It is only complicated because the person that is teaching it to you doesn't understand it well enough for them to actually be teaching it to you. That's just the reality of things. All right? Take Elio, for example. It's like, Meta sent me the offer on Upwork. We've used Upwork, but the charge is right? But it's still good for me, though. I'm using to be momentum there. Imagine my first gig. Remember, gig being job. Imagine my first job on Upwork being over $1,000. By the end of this month, I would be on $2,000. That's enough momentum for me there. So I throw this back at you. Imagine your first job being what's over $1,000, right? How much more would that change your life? Because $1,000 at current exchange rate is basically 1,600. So imagine your first job being what over $1,000. Cool. Let's continue. Now here's another from Philip Odulaja, right? And he's like, listen, he dropped the Berlin offer. Now he works with a firm. He works with a firm in Berlin. Sorry, he dropped the Portugal offer. He's working with a firm that is based in Berlin, and they are paying him $40,000 per year. Now that simply translates to $3,300 every single month. Do I need to do the math of how much money that is? That's basically going to be around $5 to $6 million current exchange rate, right? And here's one from one of my students, Charles. And like, this was my first gig. We want to thank you for the courage and wisdom you instilled in me. And the first job, as you can see right here, is worth over $2,500 directly in his foreign bank account, right? Can you see that? So there are tons and tons and tons of testimonials I could keep sharing with you. One from Taiwo, who made over $1,400, right? One from Jennifer, who made over $500, and the rest of that. There are tons, like I could keep sharing testimonials of people who have gone through this and achieved similar results, and this will take an extra 7 hours, basically, right? Cool. But let me repeat this. Getting foreign jobs is not complicated. It's not rocket science or anything. It's only complicated when you don't have a high income skill, or you don't understand it well enough. That's the only thing, right? Now, which brings me to lesson 3. So now that you understand what remote working is and you understand how money works, right? Let's talk about the 2 main ways that you can earn as a remote worker. The first way is that you can do this by yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of money in that. You can see some of the testimonials that were given to you. Some of them did the work themselves, early on students, right? And the second way is that you can have others do the work for you. We call this service arbitrage. We call this job servicing. We call this outsourcing, whatever you want to call it, basically, right? Now, the first step, by doing the work yourself, the benefits of this is that you get to keep all the money. You get to choose who you work with. You get to choose when you actually get to work, all right? The disadvantages of doing all the work yourself is that it's difficult for you to scale past $1,000 or $2,000 per month. It requires you to be good at your skill. It gives you a little bit less free time because you're doing the work yourself, right? And you get to earn less. You get to earn less even as you keep all the money in the long run. In the long run, right? But what if you could make a simple switch and earn more money without the stress and headache of you actually doing the work yourself or you actually fulfilling clients' work? What if you could make that switch? Which is number 2, have others do the work for you, outsourcing, right? Yeah, that's right. You can simply outsource these jobs to others and make more money for yourself without you doing any extra work, right? And I can explain the amazing power of increasing your earnings like this with one simple example. So on one hand, you get to do all the work yourself. You're the one fulfilling your client's job. You get the job, you be the one to do the job and the rest of that, right? And you get to keep all the money to yourself. You send proposals, you get the job done and the rest of that. But here's the thing. Your work is high. Your earning is just there. It's not bad. You're not poor, but you're not extremely rich either, right? Cool. Your leverage is low, right? Because you're working hard, you're working a lot of work, and you're still making money. So you're still making decent amount of money, right? Cool. But on the other hand, you can simply only focus on getting these jobs by sending proposals and applying to these jobs, right? And then when you get the jobs, you leave it to other people. Other people in this scenario is my team, right? So now your work is low, your earning is high, your leverage is highest. Because now the only thing you're doing, you just need to work like less than an hour, 2 hours a day, sending these proposals, right? That's all you need to do, right? And when you get the jobs, we get to do it yourself. And since you are not tied to doing the job yourself, what that simply means for you is that you can just keep sending proposals, getting more jobs, making more money, and the rest of that. All right, cool. In other words, in the second scenario, as you get better, you get to work less, yet you get to make more money. And that's the insane leverage that outsourcing or getting people to do the work for you gives to you. Now, once you know how to use this, you can make as much money as you please without you spending your life on it, right? This was how I was able to make one of my first biggest payments of over 7 million naira within the space of 1 month without me doing any extra work. I even did less work than when I was doing all the work for clients myself, right? Now, remember what the example about the bricklayer and my student was in the beginning. That's the example I gave you, right? Because you could be working, basically, the bricklayer could be working hard, but because they don't have access to the right information, they don't have access to the right vehicle, they're never going to. Do you know how long a bricklayer will have to work to make 7 million naira? Right? Or do you know how long they'll have to work for them to make 2 million naira in a month? In a month? It's not possible in a month. But for them to even make 2 million naira, do you know how many months they have to work to actually earn that amount of money? But you are lucky. You have a phone, you have access to the internet, you have data, you are watching this, you can speak right on hand good English. You have an advantage that a lot of people do not actually have. And when you put those advantages to work, you can change your life and you can turn your life around. All right, let's continue. Now, I want you to understand that leverage is everything if you want to get rich. And understanding how to use leverage in business is basically next level. Now, you being here today already gives you an advantage over other people who are not lucky to have access to this type of information, right? Just like my student, Francis, who went from $0 to over $11,000 within the space of 11 months. And you can see it right here. It's like, boom, listed that's the work she works. She's a virtual assistant, by the way, right? I was like, how much are you earning now? She was like, from Upwork, she has made over $8,000. But people who hired her outside Upwork have paid her over $3,000. So that's basically $11,000, right? Or Edo, who basically went from $0 to $9,000 in just a few months, right? And this was very recent. He's like, good day, Sir Walter. Would be really ungrateful for me not to share my wins for 2023, right? And it's all thanks to your help and coaching. I worked with just 2 clients last year. One paid me only $340, and the other one, which I've been working with, has paid me over $9,000. Think that I entered 2022 really broke, right? I'm really grateful for your help. Thanks for everything. Hope to do more in 2024, right? So, like I mentioned earlier, it's not a must that when you get the first job, you have to go and start, or when you get a job, you have to go and start looking for new jobs consistently. No, you can see that there's only 2 clients to work with for the entirety of last year, only 2 people, and you see how easy that is, right? But you're getting something really special that some of my earlier students were never actually able to get. I've already set up a team of people who have taught that are going to do the work for you on the back end. We simply just split the money, right? So you are doing way less work and you have the chance to make way more money. Let's continue, right? Charles went from 0 to over $2,500 with his first gig in under 40 days, right? $2,500 account is basically at least $3 million anyhow, right? And that's how you know that this stuff works. It's not luck, right? It has worked for others and it will work for you too. All right. So far in today's presentation, we've talked about how money really works. We've talked about how leverage works. We've talked about what remote working is and how remote working works. We've talked about hot selling skills and their examples. We've talked about how to choose the right skill or service. We've talked about how to choose the right income vehicle. We've talked about how to earn at least $1,000 per month as a remote worker. We've talked about how this worked for both myself and my students and multiple people that have taken advantage of this strategy. We talked about the major requirements for you to become a massively successful remote worker, right? We talked about how this business took me from living in their models to owning a duplex and how my students have been able to go from $0 to $10,000 within a year, right? And that's how you know that this works. Even if you are starting from scratch, it would work for you too, all right? Let's continue. After all, Kiva had this to say, she was basically showing me an iPhone and she was like, this is, what's it again? I would thank you because your program opened the way for me. I've earned over $3,000 plus from January to now. And I have a job success score of 193%. Can you see that? Right? I'm just 19, going to be 20. So basically, $3,000 within the space of 4 months. Current exchange rate should be still around 4 million naira plus. Let's continue. Right? Augustine was able to get paid over $1,000 for one single project at scale. And this is just like a tip of the iceberg. There are other jobs that he has gotten and he's currently doing that are paying him way more than this. All right? And Emmanuel made over $10,000 on a single job. Over $10,000 on a single job. All right? This project took him over 3 months to complete. Cool. So now, I want to ask you a question. Can you see how having a hot selling skill can give you that freedom that you desire? Let me know in the comments down below. Right? Can you see how learning how to use these steps can 2 times, 5 times, 10 times, 100 times your earning capacity? Can you let me know in the comments down below? Right? Can you see how understanding how money works sets you ahead of the competition? And how this business may just be the bridge that connects you from where you are right now to where you want to be. Okay? Cool. Great. So here's what I know. Even if we had a full day together instead of just 90 minutes to be on together, it's going to be hard, almost impossible for me to give you all that I had to give you. All right? No matter how good of a teacher anyone is, one 90 minutes presentation is not going to change your life. All right? You're going to actually need way more than that. Now, while everything I've shared with you today is quite exciting and is information that can change your life, this is just the tip of the iceberg, all right? If you like everything I've shown to you so far, you're going to love what I have coming for you next. Now, you see, before today, I was faced with 2 choices when I was creating the slides for this class. I was faced with 2 choices. The first option was that after I teach you guys today, I just let you go on your way. Hope you can figure it out on your own, which I know some of you can. Right? But it's going to take you a lot of time. It's going to take you a lot of try and error. It's going to take you a lot of mistakes, which you might want to avoid. It depends, right? The second option is that I could take a more active role in your success and get to create a win-win situation for both of us, right? We get to work together, which I've already explained to you. Get to work with my team and people I've partnered with, all right? Now, I chose the second option, right? And this is the result of working every day for the past 4 years. Every single thing I know about working remotely, every single thing I know about making at least $4,000 every single month, and the result of partnering with other experts. And it's with great pleasure that I introduce you to the Remote Job Academy. All right, let's continue. Now, let me emphasize this. The Remote Job Academy is not just a course, right? It's a course and an online school with mentorship and guidance, because you will have my partners attending to you and assistants attending to you and doing some of the work for you, right? Now, because we'll be doing 95% of the work for you, which is creating your CV, your profile, and the rest of that will help you arrange these things So you are not on your own trying to do all of these things yourself. All right? Cool. So here's what you're going to get. Buckle up because I'm about to get crazy. Let's go. If you are someone that doesn't have a skill yet, you don't have a hot selling skill, much more a hot selling skill that you can do from your phone or your laptop and get paid, then I want you to pay full attention because we created this for you. Hot selling skills kits, right? Now, let's say you're one of the people who don't just want to come and have my team do it for you. You actually want to do it yourself. You want to have hands-on experience doing it yourself and basically make it $8,000, $2,000, $3,000 every single month, right? We created this for you, right? You're going to get access to skills that hot selling skills, right? And remember, these skills are skills that can get you paid thousands of dollars and has tons of demand in the markets, right? You're going to get access to skills that will have these employers chase you their money, these foreign employers. You're going to get access to skills like copywriting, content writing, digital marketing, right? I do copywriting, and that's what made me over $16,000 within the space of 5 months. The same skill set that helped me make over 7 million naira within the space of 1 month. The same skill set that gave me my highest ever paid gig of basically this thing, $6,000. It's the same skill set that some of my students have shared testimonials with you right here, like Timilane that went from $0 to over $20,000 within the space of 9 months doors, right? So these are hot selling skills. What I'm telling you is that these skills here, they are actually hot selling skills that actually has tons of demand and fit the criteria I explained to you earlier. So you're going to be able to learn any of these skills within the next 30 to 60 or 90 days in our online school, right? And as a personal bonus for you, when you join the Remote Job Academy today, you're going to get access to 3 extra hot selling skills. Now, you can choose to study these skills yourself, or you can choose to share it with your friends. It's not a must you must study these skills. You don't need to go through them. It's not a must, right? But if you want to, they are there for you. Very important, because I know some of you actually want to get the skills. You want to improve yourself, right? Now, the hot selling skills you're going to be getting access to is the extra hot selling things you're going to get access to is the social media marketing, technical writing, and UI UX design. Now, to show you how powerful these skills are, I took a few newbies and gave them each of these skills to learn and how to get clients with it, right? And let's say and here's the results they got. Income skill number 1, Kick-Ass copywriting course, right? They're going to be getting the hot selling skills kits. Income skill number 1, the Kick-Ass copywriting course. How to write copy as a beginner that will get you more sales clients and anything that you ever imagined. For those of you who want to study the skills, right? Here's what Kiva had to say. She made over $3,000 within the space of 4 months from the beginning of the year to over April of the year, right? Hot selling skill number 2, the content writing and content marketing crash course, right? We are going to be learning how to create simple content that goes viral for businesses or engages their customers, right? That's what Elio does, and he was able to make over $1,000 with his first gig and made over $9,000 within the space of the remaining months of last year, all right? Hot selling skill number 3, full stack digital marketing course. This is what Ransom Olukotun took, and this is what he learned. And here's what he had to say. He's like, completed this job yesterday. And truly, what he said about clients that pay on the high side is very true. I don't ever want to work with low-paying clients ever again moving forward. I don't see shege for their hand. I got another $600 gig. I'm going to supposed to start this weekend. Good morning, Sir Walter. And the first job in the screenshot above was worth over $600. So within the space of about 3 weeks, he has made $1,200 doing these jobs. So let's do the math. 1, 2, right? 1, 2 times 1, 6. That's 1.9 million naira, guys. That's it, right? With these hot selling skill sets. Let's continue. Hot selling skill number 4, social media marketing school. And that's the skill set that Anansi F. Young actually took. And you can see what he said here. He tried to take the course of social media marketing and apply the same things that I taught him. Boom, he got his first $1,000 gig for just working 10 minutes every day. Please, 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 and please, you're not going to work in 10 minutes every day like him. He's an outlier, right? But however, you're going to be making money like him. But you see that 10 minutes every day, it's not going to work. You have to work hard, right? So, and he still brought them results. Recently, he had another interview and got hired from that job that is paying him under $1,000 per month. So basically, he's working 2 jobs that are paying him $2,000 per month as a social media manager. And that is something that a Nigerian company would hardly ever pay you. Go and search for Nigerian jobs that are looking for social media manager and how much they're charging. If they are paying you really good amounts of money, they're probably paying you like 150K, 250K. But for them to be paying you $1,000, $2,000, which is basically around 1.6, 3.2 million naira every single month, that's not going to be happening. All right, let's continue. High income skill number 5, or hot selling skill number 5, UI/UX design for beginners, right? We're going to learn that. And UI/UX design is basically what Philip does, right? And you can see he's the one that's getting paid $40,000 per annum and making over $3,000 every single month. Per annum is per year, by the way, right? Hot selling skill number 6 that you're getting in the Remote Job Academy under the Hot Selling Skills Kits, the technical writing course, right? This is what Augusto Maki does, and basically he's made over $1,000 with one single job. So there are tons and tons of testimonials of people using these skills, learning them, and actually using them to get high-paying jobs that pays them thousands of dollars, and showing you that these jobs actually have high demand, right? Now, each person who fully adopted one of these skills exploded the earnings and grows. In fact, within their first 60 to 90 days plus, they were able to go from $0 to $1,500 or more because they learned these skills and actually implemented it themselves. Cool. So here's what the hot selling skills kit is going to help you and show you what to do. It's going to help you figure out the best skill that you can learn. It's going to help you figure out what to learn, which skill to learn in the shortest time possible. It's going to help you figure out how to deliver on it, and it's going to help you figure out how to deliver on it. Now, this kit tripled the number of folks that were getting international gigs and shortened the time it took, right? And it took me 3 years and a couple of millions for me to actually figure out this thing that I'm actually sharing with you guys. But you won't get to spend millions that it took me. Instead, I'm going to give it to you the fast, cheap, and the easy way for you to go about this. All right. Now, this is so valuable that you could do nothing else that I'm going to show to you today. You simply use just the hot selling skills kits, and you're going to be able to double your earnings within the next 60 to 90 days. All right. But I want to save you months of trial and error. I want to save you months of trial and error. So you're not doing this, you fail, you come and try this, you fail, and the rest of that. You simply have a straightforward path to actually go through. All right, which is why I value this today at only a fraction of my investment of time and money, right? At over 250,000 naira. That is the value of the hot selling skills kits. But that's not what you're going to be paying, right? But that's the value of it. I want you to know how valuable this is. All right, let's continue. So that's the first thing you'll get. Now, if you genuinely do not have the time to learn a skill yourself, or you don't have a degree, you don't have a connection, you don't have an experience, or maybe you just don't want to be the one to do the work. You don't want to go through the whole headache of learning these skills yourself and getting to do the job yourself and fulfilling clients' work yourself. I know there are some people here who are exactly like that, right? I don't do the hard work yourself. Then I want you to pay close attention because this was made for you, all right? When you join the Remote Job Academy today, you're going to get lifetime access to the Remote Money Online School. What is Remote Money Online School? Let's get into it, right? And here's how the Remote Money Online School will make money for you. Now, let's say you want to get clients and international companies to actually pay you and work with you, but you don't want to spend a dime or you don't want to really spend any money, right? You're going to need a system that is reliable, has low risk, it's repeatable, and is 90% done for you. All right? The Remote Money Online School is the single method that meets all of these requirements, right? And when you join the Remote Job Academy today, getting access to it, this is the fastest, easiest, and cheapest way, and the most certain way to actually get foreign clients, right? Because what we're going to be doing for you, what we're going to be doing for you, 95% of what we're going to be doing for you, we're going to help you set up a job profile for you to be able to attract your first international employer from UK, US, Australia, and the rest of that. We will write it and give it out to you. All right? We're going to help you write and package your CV, right? So you will look presentable. You just need to upload it on the website yourself, right? We're going to help you and give you tips and every support you need, even help you talk with the clients and tell you what to respond to the clients, and basically help you land your first international job, right? Now, if you not learn the skill and you don't want to learn the skill, we're going to do the work for you through the back door. The client don't know is knowing that did the work. You think you did it, but it's us that did it for you, right? So you don't need to actually do it yourself. Now, what this means is that you don't need to have a degree or you don't need to have experience doing this. You simply land your first job with our help. You give us the work to do, and we send the finished work to you, and you send it to your employer. You get paid in dollars. We collect our cuts. You enter your cuts. Everybody goes home happy. Now, these exact steps we'll be using for this system is the exact step system that I've used to get my first foreign gig at $300, and I still use it to get foreign jobs today. All right, and even though it cost me a year of trial and error trying to figure this out the hard way, you're not going to be doing that, right? I'm going to save you over a year of headaches and just give it to you the fun way. I'll be through a shortcut basically, right? So that you can actually start immediately. All right. And for many of you here today, this is the only thing you need to get your first $1,000 job and start living that life that you've been dreaming about. All right. And even though living your best life is priceless, I value this at only 500,000 naira. That is the value of the remote money online school. And you're going to be getting immediate and lifetime access to it today once you join the Remote Job Academy. All right, cool. So now, when you join the Remote Job Academy today, you're getting hot selling skills kits, which is valued at over 250K. You're getting you're getting lifetime access to remote money online school, which is valued at about 500,000 naira. But you're not going to be paying that amount of money, right? Cool. Let's continue. Now, if you have only a smartphone, let's say an iPhone or an Android, and you're wondering if you can do this and make lots of money from it, right? Because some people here might not actually have a laptop, and we are relying on, okay, if I start it, I make some money, I buy a laptop and the rest of that. Then this is for you. And the reason I created this was because when I first started working remotely, I didn't have a laptop too. I started doing this for my Infinix Hot 5 back then, and that's what took me to where I am today. And I'll tell you this for free, that a lot of the work I still actually get done right now today is basically done from my phone. All right, so let's continue. Right, if you have a smartphone, let's say an iPhone and Android, and I'm wondering if you can do this and make lots of money for you, then I want you to pay attention, because this particular set was made for you. Now you're going to learn everything about remote working made into a smartphone format, into your phone format. So whether you're using an iPhone, whether you're using an Android, it's going to be easy for you to digest. Now what this does for you is that you don't have to spend time figuring how to convert these things onto your phone yourself, right? So here's how the freelance or smartphone course that you get when you join the Remote Job Academy is going to help you and show you what to do. Number one, it's going to help you choose the skill sets or the hot selling skills that can be sold via smartphone, right? It's going to help you, show you all the apps that are required for you to make this easy for you, right? It's going to show you how to get clients straight from your phone, right? And basically, it's going to give you everything that has to do with remote working in a smartphone format. Now, knowing how to use my smartphone for working remotely allowed me to start succeeding and making money earlier before I could even afford a laptop. It allowed me, and today I still use my phone for like 80% of the work, just like most of my students do, for those of them who are mostly into writing than the rest of that, right? It allowed me to start succeeding earlier instead of me waiting and saving and praying that I can actually get a laptop. All right. It took me months to figure this out, right? It took me months to figure out how to use my phone and the rest, because when I first started, I was really horrible at it, but I started getting the hang of it, right? But for you, it's not going to take you that long, right? You will not have to go through all that stress, and you'll be able to hit the ground running immediately. All right. And even though speed is one of the most crucial things and important elements when it comes to success, the value of the freelance or smartphone course, when you get access to when you join the Remote Job Academy today, is valued at only 100,000 naira. All right. So here's what you get when you join the Remote Job Academy today. You're getting access to the hot selling skills kits, right? You're getting access and lifetime access to the remote online school. You're getting lifetime access again to the freelance or smartphone course for those of you who want to use phones to go through this. All right, cool. Now, with all of these things that have been provided for you, you are already clear. You already have a clear, straightforward path to making at least $500 per month as a remote worker, or at least $1,000 a month as a remote worker, right? Cool. And the best part about this is that they always work. It's just a matter of how well will they work, right? You don't need to spend years going to old age trying to get rich or comfortable, right? Now, I could simply stop here with all that I've given to you, and it will be worth well over 700K for me to charge you for you to enroll for the Remote Job Academy. But you're not going to be paying that, all right? And it's going to be subsidized for you. But there's more, right? There's still some things, some little pieces that you need to get so that you have no reason to fail, basically, right? And we added this in the Remote Job Academy in form of premium bonuses, all right? And I call these bonuses no failure bonuses, because they've tackled the little spaces in between, so you don't have a room for failure. When you dedicate yourself to this, you do the work required, we do our work required, everybody goes home happy. All right? So there's not even a tiny 1% chance of failure so long as you follow our instructions, right? So here's what you get. We know you will have questions and you'll be in need of folks to answer those questions, right? And that's why we created the no failure bonus number 1, premium access to the support group and remote working community. There you have an admin who is going to be attending to you, answering all your questions. If you have any questions that are going through the course, or if you have any questions that are doing, or you're communicating with clients or an interview and the rest of that, we will be able to actively help you in this support group and in this community. All right. Now, if you're the type of person that likes to build relationships, or perhaps you're a slow learner and you want to create long-term success, then you're also going to love this. Because here's how this will help you make your journey easier. Imagine if you have questions to ask as you go through the course, right? Or imagine if you need advice to start communicating with clients. Having access to the support group will help you navigate through all of it. So you are not stuck at any point in your journey, right? I didn't have access to this when I started, so I struggled, and it took me longer years to actually get to where I am today. If I had access to all of this and all this guidance, I believe I would be in a far better place than I am right now. But I'm not complaining. I'm really succeeded in life, so I thank God, right? But this will be saving you from years of pain on trying to figure it out alone, right? Which is why I value this at over 70,000 naira. That's the value of access to this premium support group and community, right? So let's recap. When you join the Remote Job Academy, you're going to be getting access to the hot selling skills kits. You're going to be getting access to the Remote Money Online School. You're going to be getting access to the premium support group and community. You're going to be getting full access to the freelance for smartphone, right? Cool. Now, when you join, you're also going to get an extra bonus. I call this no failure bonus number 2. Done for you conversations. So what are these? Now, once you package your CV, once you package your profile, your CV, and proposals, and you start sending out proposals, right? You are going to start getting interviews. Now, when you get interviews as a newbie, you might not really know exactly what to say. And that's why we're here. We're going to tell you exactly what to say on these interviews so you can increase your chances of landing the job, right? If I had this as a beginner, I would not make so many mistakes that cost me thousands of dollars in potential clients. I will not make the mistakes that I made as a beginner, right? And you're not going to be making those kind of mistakes. And you won't be making such mistakes because you'll be working with us side by side, all right? Which is why this is valued at over 100,000 naira. All right, so you're going to be getting hot selling skills kits. You're going to be getting done for you conversations. You're going to be getting the Remote Money Online School. You're going to be getting access to the premium support group. You're going to be getting access to the freelance. For those of you who are going to be using smartphones, the freelance for smartphone, you're going to be getting access to it. All right, cool. Now, if you are someone who loves evidence, right? This is not entirely so important, but if you're one of those people who love evidence and you want proof for everything you do, then you're going to actually love this, right? When you join the Remote Job Academy, you're going to get access to this premium bonus number 3, access to certificate of completion of your program, of your course, basically, right? Now, what this is going to help you do is that it's going to help you stand out more and basically help validate your expertise in that particular skill set that you've actually learned, all right? Which is why this is valued at over 30,000 naira, all right? So again, you're getting access to the hot selling skills kits, done for you conversations, the lifetime access to the Remote Money Online School, lifetime access to the premium support group and community where we're going to be communicating with you, right? You're going to get a certificate. You're going to get access to the freelance smartphone for those of you who are going to be using smartphone, right? Now, that's not all. And this last bonus is extremely special, right? No failure bonus number 4. This to motivate you, right? Now, when you join the Remote Job Academy today, you are going to be you're going to stand a chance among 5 people who are going to be giving out iPhone 14 Pro Max to when you enroll in this batch of students. You stand a chance to actually win this, right? Obviously, terms and conditions apply for you to actually qualify and win this. But here's it, right? We have 5 iPhone 14 ready to be given out to the set of people that actually land their first international job using our method. Now, joining today immediately adds you to the name and that raffle draw of people to win this particular iPhone. All right. You also get a certificate, which is already provided to you as the best student and this brand new iPhone, so that you can either use it to communicate with clients and carry out projects. All right. Cool. Now, remember what I said in the beginning about a man with an experience never being at the mercy of a man with an opinion. And the reason I said that is because I have actually gotten to live this. I've done it. My students have done it. I've coached people. They've done it. So that's experience. It's not, oh, I think you can do this. Oh, I saw this person making a amount of money. I feel that can be distant. No, right? And the reason I is what it looks like is because I've lived this, right? I crossed over $5,000 per month using this exact roadmap that I just outlined for you guys, right? And my students have collectively made over $1 million within the past 3 years in gigs collectively when you add up people who have coached and done this, right? Using the same exact roadmap, right? And through this partnership, because I've already stopped teaching people for a very long time, but through this partnership, we would be actually be able to help more people. All right. Now, for me, this roadmap has covered over 5 years that it took me to get here, and every single mistake I've made, so you don't make them. All right. And if you ignored everything else and simply got clarity on what you should be doing next to make at least $1,000 per month, it will cost me over. It will cost, like, if you, sorry about that, right? So if you ignore everything else and simply got clarity on what you should be doing next to make at least $1,000 per month, it will cost you the cost of the investment over and over again. All right. Now, I had two choices when I created this program, or when I partnered with people to create this program. The first one was the option to open it up for free and allow anyone getting, both those who are not speaking English, right, English, understand good English, both those who knew the value of the program or who were ready to do the work required, the 5% of the work required, which is basically you sending proposals to get clients and the rest of that. But I them getting, but then that would be too much headache, that would be too much people, that would be too much people to manage and the rest of that, right? The second option was to require a little investment. And that what this does is that it's going to chase the unserious people away and basically invite only the people who are actually serious about this. So it's going to require a little investment and take a small number of people. But what this means is that we can actually focus, or the team in place can actually focus on helping these people actually succeed. All right, cool. Now listen up. The systems I've shared with you today work and are more valuable than the 100K, 200K professional courses that you actually pay for, right? That you pay to learn from gurus that have never actually done it themselves and have no results or undeniable proof like we do, right? Plus, it's going to give you 100 times more value than that 4-year university degree that you paid for. Let's be honest. I know you might be stubborn and say, no, this, that. Come on, right? Like nowadays, young guys of 20, 25 years are making more money than people who have been working in a particular job for over 20 years. And the reason for that is leverage. I already explained all of that in this webinar because I explained how money works and basically how you can implement it. All right, so let's continue. Now, you've seen how this has produced over $1 million in earnings for my students and I over the past 2 years when you combine all our earnings together. Right? Cool. And it has cost alone. It cost me over 4 million naira to figure out how this works. It's probably more than that, but that's a rough figure I was able to calculate when I was investing in coaching, investing in this, and learning from different people. All right. And if you were to pay me hourly for me to do the work for you one-on-one based on my hourly earnings for the past 4 years, then you're going to be paying me basically $1 million. But obviously, I'm not going to be paying me that. All right. So if I were to price this at what it's truly worth, I would not have any issue asking you to pay me 300,000 naira for you to get access to the entire system for the Remote Job Academy. All right. But before I tell you the real price, let me ask you a simple question. All right. How much is knowing how to make $1,000 per month worth to you? How much is it worth to you? Because $1,000 per month is 1.6 million every single month, right? Using exchange rates, right? How much is it worth to you? 500,000 naira per year. If you could make 1.6 million naira every single month for 12 months, and then the rest of the year, all you have to do is pay 500,000 naira for a year, would that not be a massively valuable investment? Is it worth 300,000 naira per year? Is it worth 100,000 naira per year? Now, what I want you to do for me, I want you to hold that number in your head and really think about this, right? Because if you knew that beyond a shadow of doubt, it would happen, would it not be at least worth at least 100,000 naira per year? Let me know in the question down below. All right, cool. But you're not going to be paying that, all right? Let's continue. Because after he was through working remotely, Dolapo was able to get his first car, right? And once he got his first car, he moved into a different business model, e-commerce and the rest of that, because he has made money working for clients, all right? Victoria was able to earn her first $1,150 for her first job. And she did this before even the space of 2 months, right? Apollos was able to earn over $1,500 and basically make over $10,000 within a short span of his career, something he never made all his years of being a lawyer. He made that within a year. All right. Now, for any one of these people, the previous testimonials you've seen, it would have been worth it at any price because they knew that beyond the shadow of that, this would actually work for them. And they could see their future where they made that amount of money. They would have paid no matter the amount that was mentioned to them at that point in time. Right? And that's why the Remote Job Academy today is a clean bargain for 200,000 naira one-time fee. All right? But you're not going to be paying that. All right? But consider this. What if all this ever did for you was give you enough money to quit your job, take care of your family, and turn your life around? How much more would that benefit you? Right? Like it did for me. Took me from this person right here to this person. Like it did for Timley, who went from over 0 to making 20,000 within the space of 9 months and over 30,000 within the space of a year. Right? Would it be worth it? Let me know. Let me know in the question down below. All right. Now, which is why this is an even bigger bargain for not 200,000 naira, but to pay 150,000 naira. All right. Cool. Because if every month you get a job that pays you $500 to $1,000 per month, then this is going to pay itself. Your initial investment, one-time investment, is basically going to pay itself double, triple, 100 times over, right? I mean, Victoria didn't have to finish the bonus course before she made her first $1,000, right? And you can see it right here. She's saying, yes, I just got the program a week ago, all right? The best part about this is that you only have to invest once to keep making money using these skills for the rest of it. But you only have to invest once, but you get to keep making money using these skills for the entirety of your life, for the rest of your life, all right? Which is why high income skills are the best investment that you can ever make in yourself. Investing in yourself are one of the best things you can ever do. All right. If I had invested, let's say $100 in the Bamboo investment app back in 2020, the only thing that hasn't have given me today is $104. 4 years later, they've given me only $104. That's low. That's cheap. Right. That's basically $1 per year in profit. And that's basically like 1,000 naira plus per year in profits. If you use exchange rate, it's not even up to if you divide it, right? Cool. But if I had invested into learning hot selling skills and service and working remotely, I would have exactly what I have today and what I have now. Millions. All right. So which would you rather have? Only 150,000 naira or your dream life? Which is what valuable to you? Right? Let me know in the questions down below. Awesome. Which is why this may be the best offer I've ever given you, because you get to pay not 1 million naira, not 500,000 naira, not 250k, not 150k, not even 100,000 naira, even though it's totally reasonable. I know most of you are thinking it's 100,000 naira against me. No, even though it's totally reasonable, right? But because I wanted this because I wanted each and every one of you to 2 times, 5 times, 10 times your finances within the next few months, and I still wanted this to be affordable, yet filter out people and still be a very invaluable investment for you that you can actually take advantage of. I'm not going to be asking you to pay 300,000 naira, even though it's totally reasonable. I'm not going to be asking you to pay 150,000 naira. I'm not even going to be asking you to pay 100,000 naira, right? I'm going to give you access to the Remote Job Academy and everything outlined here, all the benefits, all the bonuses, every single thing today for a single one-time enrollment fee of 85,000 naira only. That's all you have to pay. 85,000 naira only. That's the single enrollment fee. All right? But here's the catch. For those of you right now, you get a simple bonus that no one else is going to be getting. Right? Instead of you paying 5,000 naira, you get to pay only 50,000 naira. All right? That's the only thing you get to pay. Right? But this is not going to be for everyone. If you come in late, you're going to have to pay the full 85,000 naira fee, which does not really matter because it's extremely valuable. $100, even if you get a $100 gig at current exchange rate, that's about 160,000 naira. Extreme, that's like times 2 of your investment. But I'm going to be paying only 50,000 naira for those of you, right? Now, I want you to please know that this 50,000 naira is only available for 20 slots, right? Right? And it's only available for 20 slots of this batch. So if I was you, I would make haste before slots runs out to actually get in. All right? Enroll, send 50,000 naira to 1860475865. Access Bank. Walter Inaya, that's the name you see on the account. Send the money there. Once payment has been made, I want you to send your payment proof, your full name, and your email address to 091-281-59292 for enrollment. The admin there on that WhatsApp would attend to you, and basically you'll be onboarded on the program. That's all they will do for you. All right. So once payment has been made, once you make the payment to the account should be posted down below on the comment section so you can actually see it. All right. Now, remember, here is all you are going to be getting. Now, for those of you who are going to be making payments, once you make payments, simply type paid. And once any of my admin told me that slots have been filled up, I'm going to close the slots. All right. Cool. Now, remember, here's what you're going to be getting. You're going to get access to the hot selling skills kits, right? Which basically is a skill set that you can either use for yourself or you can just maybe give it to your son or child or your loved ones, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, or with your friend, you guys want a partner to learn this skill, right? And the other person can actually be focusing on maybe doing the remote money online school, which is basically not learning the skill, but getting the clients and then sharing the profit with us, right? That's the first one. You're going to get access to that. You're going to get access to hot selling skills kits. You're going to get, with this, you get access to 3 hot selling skills that you can pick one and learn in the next 30 days, and you still get access to bonus skills, right? You're going to get lifetime access to the remote money online school, where we're going to be doing 95% of the heavy lifting for you, which is your profile and the rest of that. You're going to be getting lifetime access to the full app of smartphone calls for those of you who are using only phones, so that you can actually go through this, right? You're going to be getting done for you conversations, so you can actually talk with these clients. We'll talk with the clients with you and help you for that, right? You're going to be getting access to the mentorship and support group and the premium support community, right? You're going to be getting access to certificates to validate your listing, right? And the rest of that, right? The total value of everything right here is what over 1,150,000 naira. But you're not going to be paying that, right? Instead, they're going to be paying 85,000 naira. But it's not 85,000 naira. For those of you, for the only 20 slots of people who are going to get in, they're going to pay only 50,000 naira today. This is basically a commitment fee. So it will filter in people who are actually serious and ready to do the work. So here's the account to make payment to: 1860475865. Access Bank, Walter A. You simply want to send your payment proof. You want to send your full name. You want to send your email address to 091-281-59292. This number, it should be on your system too, right? For enrollment, so you don't get to miss this batch. All right. Now let's face a quick reality check. All right. So in this current economy, you know that there's no business where you can start with just 50,000 naira and start making at least $500, which is basically around almost $1 million naira, basically, right? Monthly. And let's say you're working class, maybe you work as a banker or any of that. You know that even though what you do is really valuable, the money that is coming back to you, or the value or the money that's coming back to you in regards to your job, is not going to be that much. And there's no anybody's fault. You just lack that particular leverage. So whether you decide to go into remote working or something else, you want to make sure that you actually have that leverage no matter where you are. All right. Now, let's say you even work a 9 to 5 and you're hustling, or maybe you're driving Bolt or Uber. You're not still going to making decent amount of money because of the price of fuel and the overhead cost and the stress required. That stress, I don't know about you, I don't really like so much stress in my life. Even though I work really hard, I don't like certain types of stress. All right. Stress is usually when you don't like what you're doing, but you have to do it anyway to make money. All right. Cool. And let's even say you want to start a very small business, like a POS business, where you don't need to pay rent or this thing, just to get the machine and the rest of that. You still have to pay for setup, maybe umbrella and the rest of that, and find a space, right? And it's still not going to be making you decent returns at the end of the day. All right, you still have to struggle to get cash in Nigeria with this our cashless economy they're trying to force on us, and the rest of that. All right, cool. Because Habib was able to, after all, Habib was able to make over $1,000 within basically 40 days of him getting into the program. Miriam was able to get her first international job using our exact process. And you can see it right here. Once I got the job and the rest of that, in reply to the help, I was able to help her. Right? Apollo was able to get his first job, right? At this thing, $400, right? And you can see it right here. Now, $400 at current exchange rate should be giving you anywhere around 700,000 naira, right? And the best part about this process is that it's repeatable. So it's not a cash out process. It's not a cash out once process. So you make $1,000 and you run away, or money will not come to you again. No, it's repeatable. And that's what's going to separate you, because if you notice, fraudsters, most of the times, they make money and don't make money again. But that's not going to be your scenario, because this is repeatable. I cannot even start emphasizing how important it is that you can actually repeat this over and over and over again, right? It's a continuous earning process. And as you get better, so does your money grow, all right? Ridwan was able to get an offer to work $15 per hour. I didn't really talk much about hourly jobs, but these are one of the bread and butter as a remote worker. And now let's do the math. 15 times, is doing working $15 per hour for 40 hours in a week. Now, 15 times 40 is over $600. She's making over $600 per month for this term, per week. And $600 in 4 weeks in a month, she's making over $2,800. $2,800 at exchange rate right now, she's around 4.2 million naira working remotely. Let's say you don't have the experience. My team is doing it for you. At least we can collect like maybe 1.2, 1.5, 2 mil, and you take the remaining take home because you're not doing any work after you've gotten the job. All right? Cool. There are lots of testimonials like this from people, both who had a clue about remote working for Internet or people who were actual complete newbies, right? But that's not what we're here for. So you can get into the Remote Job Academy today. Lifetime access. You're not going to be paying any extra fee or any of that. The only time you pay an extra fee is maybe if you want to focus mainly on using Upwork. Otherwise, you don't have to pay anything, even when it comes to getting clients and the rest of that. You get enroll, send 50,000 naira to 1860475865. Access Bank, Walter Naya. That's the name you see on the account. Once you make payment, you send your payment proof and your email, your full name and your email address to 09128159292 for enrollment, right? The admin there will basically get you started and you'll be able to join the group and get access to the program. All right. Now let's talk about this thing. Now listen up. Let's talk about refund guarantee, right? The money, your money back guarantee, basically. Right. Now listen up. I'm not promising you that within the next 4 weeks you'll be a billionaire. Right? In fact, truthfully, you might not even make any money within the next 30 days. That's possible. Right? But here's what I'm promising you. If you follow everything step by step and follow our instructions, you will make enough money to take care of yourself, your family, and your loved ones. You will make enough money to be independent from the Nigerian economy because you're not going to be earning in naira, but instead you're going to be earning in dollars, right? And if you follow the instructions given to you and put in the work with hard evidence within the next 60 days, and you don't get any results, you don't get any replies, you think, this process does not work and the rest of that, simply message me and I'll refund you your money, what's back. Okay? That's how sure I am in our process. All right? Now, frequently asked questions for those of you. Can I do this with my phone? 100% yes. That has been answered on the webinar. You can do it with your phone. Do I need to have a degree or experience? No, you don't need to have any degree or experience, right? Because that's not what we're going to get. If you are thinking of saying, oh, I studied XYZ in school, that's what I want to do. No, come on now, that's not going to work, right? How long will it take for me to get my first job? Realistically, I will tell you usually within like 30 to 40 days, but sometimes it might take you longer, sometimes it might take you less. It depends, right? Am I going to pay for anything else? No, you're not going to pay for anything else. What if I have a job or I'm a busy student? Can I do this on the side? Yes, you can. You can, because you just need to get at least an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours every day, and that can work for you, right? So again, getting today for just 85,000 instead of paying 50,000 there, right? I can see Esther's page, Romeo has paid, Ebuka has paid. All right, cool. So once you've paid, remember to type paid in the comment section down below. All right, you get it for 50,000 there only today, right? And here is the account to make payment details to 1860475865. Access Bank, Walter Naya. Once you made the payments, send your payment proof, your full name, and your email address to 09128159292. That's where you need to send your payment proof and listen, right? And you'll be enrolled immediately. All right, the admin there would enroll you immediately. All right, cool. All right, guys. So now at this point, you have two options. The first option is that you could close your device and go back to life as you knew it, which is entirely fine. I understand you. Or maybe you are skeptical because you've bought courses, you've bought programs before, and you never got any leeway, you never got any head, it did not make any sense. And basically, you don't just want to waste your money again, you don't want to invest again. Like I said, 100% understand you, I understand your fears, and I'm not going to be forcing or cajoling you into making any form of payment. I don't think I need to do any further explanation or any further convincing, because for the few of you right here who knows exactly what this is going to do for them and how this is going to work and how this is going to uplift them, they will already be making payment now or finding a way to make payment, right? So they can be among this batch. So I don't need to go through all of that again that has already been taken on this class. If you are one of the people that arrived late or any of that, you can simply go back, watch the replay, and you would understand every single thing. All right. Now, the second option is that you can do something different today and take a chance to change and transform your life, which is what I would hope you do. But again, it all depends on you. The only advice I can give you, it's quite simple. Whether you spend 50,000 naira today enrolling in the program, or you don't spend that amount of money enrolling in the program today, you are eventually going to spend 50,000 naira. Okay, that 50,000 naira, whether it's something that's going to benefit you in the long term or it's not, is entirely up to you. Now, one more thing I'd like to mention is that if you cannot afford this 50,000 naira, I would not appreciate you coming to the number, to the admin and saying, please, I cannot afford this, that, can you give me for free and the rest of that. 100% that's not going to happen. All right, you've been shared and gifted recent good amounts of knowledge and an income vehicle on this webinar today. So it's only left for you is just to take action. If you cannot afford it, there's no shame in that. I promise you, it's not a must. that you can afford it. I know that some people might not be able to afford the 50,000, even though it's a really cheap fee. I might want to say, oh, 50,000 is a lot of money in the Nigerian economy, but please, we're thinking globally here. 50,000 naira is not $35 in this thing. It's not going to get you a whole lot of things. This is not like 10 years ago or 5 years ago when 50,000 naira was worth more. 50,000 naira, it's a really cheap amount of money right now. So basically, what I'm saying is, if you cannot afford it right now, that's entirely fine, right? We can keep trying. Maybe in the future, the slots will open and you'll be able to get in. But for those of you who are typing paid and those of you who have paid, I want to make sure you send your payment proof to that admin number and you'll be getting access to as we speak. All right? And once they inform me that slots are filled, that's it. All right? So here's the account to make payment to: 1860475865 Access Bank, Walter Ainaya. And once you've made that payment, send your payment proof, send your full name, send your email address to 091-281-59292 on WhatsApp, and you will be able to get enrolled. So you don't miss this batch. All right? Don't try calling the number and the rest of that. Just send your payment proof on WhatsApp so that everything is fast and seamless. All right? Cool. Now, I know that somebody already asked for part payments, and here's the thing about part payments. They are not really the most effective way to track and help you. All right? So now, if you're going to be making part payments, we've made provision for that. For those maybe who might not have the complete money now, but they want to lock in their slots. But here are some things. Number one, you're not going to be making a part payment of less than 30,000 naira. Number two, you need to complete that payment within the next 1 or 2 weeks at maximum. Number three, when you make a part payment, you are going to be given some access, but that access is not going to come with the support group or access to where the 95% of the work is going to be done for you or the community. You're just going to get access to the course itself, but the support and the rest of that, where the 95% of the work, where our team will help you do the rest of that, and the rest of that would not be given to you until your payment is complete. So please take full note of that. All right. So if you want to make part payments, here's simply what you do. You send 30,000 naira to 1860475865 Access Bank, Walter Ainaya. That's the name you would see on the account. And that's simply all you have to do. And once you do it, you send your payment proof again to the same number that has been given to you, right? It should be written down below in the comment section, pasted, right? You send your payment proof, your full name and your email address to 09128159292, right? That's the WhatsApp number. And then you'll be given access and enrolled for this batch. All right. So that's basically it. I believe that this webinar has taught you a whole lot of things and has shown you a different side of life or a different type of making money, working the regular 9-to-5 job that most people are not privy to and most people don't have the opportunity to ever embark on. Think about it. The regular bricklayer or somebody who is working a low menial job that does not have data to afford this class to stay to this point is not going to be able to take advantage of this. And that is going to make their journey to success a lot longer. But you have lucky people and lucky few people who are actually able to achieve such decent amount of progress, right? So it's left for you to take action to make sure that it doesn't go to waste. Now, remember, you're still going to have to do 5% of the work, which is basically you setting up proposals and getting the clients. And when you get the clients, we do the job ourselves for you and we split it. All right. So that's basically it. I believe I've explained everything. I believe this class has been impactful. So with that being said, I wish you success. For those of you who are getting in, you should be given access immediately because the admin on that account should be attending to you. And with that being said, I will see you guys on, for those of you, because I will see you guys on our live every Sunday. We hold every live class and the rest of that. While helping you review your profile, review your distance, and basically helping make this extremely easy for you so you don't stress so much. All right. So with that being said, I would see you guys, those of you that get inside, those of you that get into the program, those of you that have type paid, I'll see you guys inside. All right. So that would be it. All right. Have a good day and take care of yourself.